We're talking about digital identification for the nation, which is a massive violation of our own information, causing frustration and condemnation. That sounded pretty good, didn't it? All right, guys, talking about digital identification then. Herr Starmer, our glorious leader, who has decided in his immense intellect, which is probably about that much, actually, that's how much intellect he actually has, is that it would be better as a nation if we adopted a digital identification. So that's probably going to be some app on our phone, I guess, something like that, because he reckons that this will stop the illegal immigrants coming across in these small boats, because of course they're attracted to the fact they can work here in the underground black economy. Uber Eats, Deliveroo, I don't use them myself, I don't support that kind of stuff, but here's the problem that I've got with it. Even if they don't have digital identification, they haven't got any identification right now. They don't have an NHS number, they haven't got a tax number, they haven't got a passport number, they haven't got what else, national insurance, did I say that? So they haven't got any of that already. That hasn't stopped them working, because the people they work for don't care that they haven't got any ID. So if they don't have a digital ID, why on earth would that stop them as well? It won't. It's not about them. That's what you've got to remember. It's about you. Now, I'm going to sort of admit to something here, is that I don't see it as a massive fear that I should see it as. And the reason I don't is because, mate, I'll show you this thing up here. I was in the military for 20 years. And I always carried an ID card. This is a card for getting on the base, for example. And it just lives up there. And it's expired anyway now. But for many, many years, I had an identification card on me. And it said Tim Davies, Royal Air Force, Squadron Leader, or Royal Navy, because I was in the Navy. And I could show that to any police officer, anyone. And it would just show that I was a member of the military. And the military was very supportive of us, of course. 130,000 people in the military, a lot more when I was in there. And I was worth something. So I realised it's not the same as it is now. Like now I'm not worth anything. I'm a number, just a person. That's fine. I understand that. I'm running small businesses and stuff, trying to survive. And at the moment, the government can't really get hold of my money or stop me doing something in the same way it will be able to if it brings in digital identifications, because I think this is part of Tony Blair's plan from back in 98. Because he knows that we can bring in a central bank digital currency alongside these cards or this identification, and now we can control your money a lot better. We can tax you at source. Money can come straight out of your account if you were done for speeding. We can look at what's happened with China, and I'm not saying we're going to go down that line, but we lock up more people for what they say online than Russia does. See, Russia doesn't really care what you say online. It does care if you're talking about the government, and it does care if you're talking about Putin himself, but the rest of the time it couldn't care less. We lock people up for anything, for calling people muppets and stuff, don't we? I think Katie Hopkins recently called someone a spastic or something, or a spaz, and she was invited to go to an interview with the police. We used to use that word spastic all the time. There were shops in my town, the Spastic Society, remember that? They turned into Scope back in 94, was it? And spastics used to call people a spaz the whole time. I think it was about cerebral palsy. Half the time it was a term of affection, but you can't call people names anymore. So all of a sudden they could, even if Katie said, I'm not going to come in for an interview, I like Katie Hopkins, she's a good woman. If she said, no, I don't care what you say, they could go, all right, then we'll just stop your money, we'll stop your bank, stop access to your bank. And then maybe it's tied to the car, like you can't then start your car or something because your digital ID won't. It's a slippery slope. But if you don't think it is, think about what the government's been doing, right? So it goes forward 5 steps, we bleat about it, it comes back 3. All right, no worries. Goes back another 5, we bleat about it, comes back another 3. But each time it's going up 1 step at a time. It's that slow erosion of civil liberties, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah? That's all I'm saying. That's where my fear comes into it. But I don't think I fear it enough because, as I said, when I was in the military, I had an ID card the whole time. So I'm kind of used to it, if that makes sense. I'm used to identifying myself. I had nothing to hide. I don't have anything to hide now other than I say things online sometimes that the government doesn't like. And I'm not anti-government per se, but I'm very much anti the governments that we have at the moment. I would, in America, be a Republican. I'd be into small government, and I'd be allowing small government, small tax, allowing you to do with your money what you want. And I would, at my age of 50, probably start investing more in healthcare with my money because I'm going to need it as I age. When I was young, I probably didn't need it. So I'd probably spend it on motorcycles, girls, cocaine, and just waste the rest on something, negligent and insignificant. You know what I mean? just concentrate on the important stuff. But right now, I'd probably put more into, as I said, pensions, healthcare, stuff like that, right? Because it matters more to me. But at least I'd know what I was doing with my own money. The government, with this digital ID, well, it could take money from me or prevent me from getting money. It could tax me at a higher rate than maybe I deserve, and it would be at source. And now the government's got the money in its account and I haven't. That is a problem. Now, remember, you're talking to a guy, or I'm talking to you, I'm a guy talking to you, who lost a job because of what he said online. I was being paid about 80 grand. It was good money, actually, mate. And I was working in defence when I left the military, only for a very limited time, maybe 3-4 months, something like that. And I said something. And what I said was it was wrong for the Royal Air Force to go through that diversity thing and employ kids, minority children, whatever it was, over, white kids. I said that and I pushed it, and Sky News got hold of it and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Well, that meant I lost a job because the company I was working for, I had to have a security clearance with them. And then the government turned around. They went, we're just going to pause that security clearance whilst we investigate what you said. We're going to investigate your YouTube channel. So it paused my security clearance. Therefore, I couldn't work for the companies I was working for. And my wife was getting a bit worried about it until 4 months later, I gave them an ultimatum and got it back. But I never did go back to work again because, of course, they could always stop that security clearance. Well, that's the same thing as this digital ID, mate. Do you know what I mean? They could always pause, your money, or they could do something, you know what I mean? They could stop you paying for fuel or something. It's a digital currency. And at the moment, you'll be like, no, Tim, that's rubbish. Because it's not about that, mate. It's about stopping illegal immigrants working in the black sector. Look, or the dark economy, or you call it black economy. I don't know what it is, but I'm saying it is now, mate. But also, these illegal immigrants are not a problem. The problem to us are people that overstay their visas. That's far outweighs any illegal immigration. Legal immigration is red herring. It's a very small amount of people, right? It's a very small amount of people. It's complete red herring. But it's the visible bit, the boats. We talk about the boats. We must stop the boats. Here's the thing, right? About stopping the boats. If the Russian military, remember, we always escort Russian ships through the channel, don't we? We always escort the ships. Why do we escort the ships? We don't want them coming too close to him. Why do we want them coming too close? Well, because it's the Russian military. So we can stop the Russian military, one of the biggest militaries in the world. We can stop them, but we can't stop a little inflatable rubber dinghy rapids. You know what I mean? We can't stop one of those coming across. You're telling me this is not done intentionally? It's done intentionally. They are happy to have these people coming in because they add to the gross domestic product of the country. Not much, but the GDP doesn't account for illegal immigrants. It doesn't account for people that overstay their visas. It only accounts for people that are in, and basically they want to get them into the work so that they can increase gross domestic product, blah, 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 blah. We can get more lending from it. So it's intentional. So everything they're doing, they're just doing it at the moment because they want you to think they're being concerned. And I'll prove this because Herr Starmer recently said, do you get into trouble, by the way, for saying Herr Starmer, the glorious leader? Oh, bring it, mate. Just bring it. If we're going to do this, let's do it now. Whilst we've got some liberty, because we're fucking Englanders, mate. Let's do it now. Fucking now. If we're going to have it, if we're going to fucking have some, let's fucking have some now, mate. That's what I'm talking about. I met a guy recently at BMW today, in fact, with his lovely woman. I said I wasn't going to rant in my car. And now I'm ranting in my car. I'm not ranting. I'm having a conversation. There's a difference there. I'm having a conversation in my car. I'm not ranting. But we're English, aren't we? We're going to do it. Let's do it. What I mean by doing it is let's fly some banners, not anything else. Allegedly, my mate said. I'm not talking about insurrection. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm not talking about. My mate Dave. I'm not talking about it. Dave is mental, by the way. So that's what Herr Starmer's saying is, look, he's saying we need digital ID to prevent this, and he said he didn't realise how much the British public were concerned with immigration, and that's why he's doing it now. We know it's rubbish. We know he's informed. We've been concerned about immigration. That's what Brexit was about. That was the main theme of Brexit, was immigration, except it was good immigration. It was EU immigration. And now it's not. Since about 2020, when Brexit happened, it's now North African immigration. It's immigration of people that don't contribute well. So that's my concerns about the digital ID. And the way it's come in, it's like, it's an order, isn't it? It's an order. Every citizen will. They're saying will, because they know that they've got to do it like that, because they've got to bring it to a head. Like, right, we're going to crush the population now. By doing this, you're getting Lawrence Fox and some other people going, rebel, stand up against it, rebel, right? And then they know that's it. They've just seen Tommy Robinson put 1 million people on the street. They know they're going to clamp down on this. It's the only way. They're so scared of this. The only way they can do it is they know if you go and protest like that again, digital IDs, mate. What, you can't pay for fuel in your car? Well, probably best you don't protest then. They're not even going to say it. You're going to feel it. 55% of the people don't see anything wrong with these digital IDs. 45% of the people do. Do you see what I'm talking about? It's acceptable now. That's why they're doing it now. Because if you left it a couple of years with more Lucy Connolly's going to prison and stuff, it's not going to be acceptable. I haven't got an answer for you. Fitness, family, finance, fuel and faith. I've said it before, guys. And I've been asked to get a book out about it. I won't do a book because it takes too long, but I will do maybe a small book or whatever, and I'll charge you $5 so that you definitely read it or something, or subscribe to the channel and I'll send it to you for free, that kind of stuff. But fitness, family, finance, fuel and faith. It's about self. It's about community. That's the key. It's not about politics, and for many, many reasons. Hit the comments. Tell me what you think about it. We're being played. We're being played. Sorry I got ranty again. I didn't mean to, guys. You know, I've got a lot on at the moment. I appreciate it. Tim Davies, Fast Ship Performance.